lying yet. You know a woman for years, you learn when they're telling the truth, and you learn when they're lying. Right? And he says, I do love her, but she made life hell for me. See, she's got inside his head, and she's still there. He wrote, I do love her. Not I did, or I used to. He's a hard-working, honest, traditional guy. And look at the hell it has gotten him. So you ask yourself, I ask myself, I ask you, wouldn't it be better to be Mgtow and not have a woman in your life that you're not paying for, honestly and upfront, than to put up with the shit he has put up with? I mean, if you feel like you need to take care of a woman, get a fucking trio of hookers and pretend in your brain that the money you pay them for sex is going to put them through college. Right? Then you can feel like you're taking care of someone. But at least you're still getting treated like a fucking man. And at least they're still pretending in a realistic and useful way to love you, or to care about you, or to think you're awesome. Whatever the fucking case is. It's got to be cheaper than putting up with the shit this bitch rolled at Andrew, right? Now, here's where it gets interesting again. Right? He told her, right, that I want to be the majority shareholder in the outfit. Right? I'm the man, and that makes me the boss. She actually likes being in that position, but it conflicts with the indoctrination that she has learned in Western culture, and she does not want to give up for some reason. What he's talking about is her giving up her, I'm in charge and I get to make the decisions and I'm the boss. Right? He's standing up to her. Right? It's a good fucking move to make as a man, to finally stand up and say, enough of this shit is enough. I'm the fucking man. I'm in charge. I make the decisions, right? And that kind of turns women on, right? He's getting a little bit alpha on her. Right? He's going alpha. And she's like, oh, this is turning me on. But she can't deal with it. She doesn't like it. Okay? And he writes, she is hitting the wall, and I thought, what better time to get out than now? Once again, Andrew's indicating through a story, this linear story about his relationship, where he's moving more and more to Mgtow. This is over years, by the way, right? So it's not like he watched Mgtow videos last week and all of a sudden he's come to these great conclusions. He's been fighting his way through all of her shit, and she is pissing him off and destroying him so bad, she's making him into Mgtow, right? He's writing from the context using the verbiage of Mgtow. But you can see how over time, how he went from being a traditional guy to take care of the family, even though they're not his kids, and giving everything and busting his ass, to a point where he's like, you know, your sexual market value isn't anything. I can do better. I can go out and fucking pay for sex. Right? You're hitting the fucking wall. You know, you're a depreciating asset not worth having around. Right? You're not giving me what I want. Right? So he writes, you know, I think she realizes that I am a good man and she cannot find better, but as she is too stubborn to apologize. She never admits faults or apologizes. Right? That's part of the in-charge woman again. They're never wrong. Holy fuck, how many times have I met women who are never wrong? Right? Fucking Andrew's living the odyssey, the saga of putting up with the world's worst type of bitch. Right? I don't know if she's narcissistic. I don't know if she's borderline personality disorder. I don't know if she's obsessive compulsive. I don't know if she's a combination of those things. I just know she's a horrible fucking beast. Right? And Andrew fought and climbed his way out of this fucking pit she dug, right? Right, but he writes, you know, I thought we were a good match. I don't know what to do because we were a good match, but it's cheaper to live life like this on his own, and he can get cheap pussy when he needs it. Right? This idea that it's a good match, that is a myth, by the way, that is sold to us as men. Oh, she's a good, strong woman. That's a good match for you. You know what a good match for a man is? A fucking woman who keeps her mouth shut unless it's to ask you, what do you want to drink? What would you like for dinner? Would you like a blowjob? And if she's going to talk to you, it's to ask you how your day was, what she can do to make your life better. Show interest in your life and not just crap all over you and scream and yell at you like a fucking screeching harpy, right? Who the fuck wants that? But he thought when he got together it was a good match, right? He says, if you can pull anything out of this letter for a video, right, be my guest. And he also wants to know, how do I just cut the relationship, right? There's this point in your life, Andrew, when you just cut the fucking cord. You know, based on all this, it cannot be salvaged. After all of this, after you going down the path trying to satisfy them and placate them and give, and that didn't work, and then you go the other way and man the fuck up, and it still doesn't work, there's nothing you can do. Cut the fucking cord. This woman is damaged goods beyond any help. And trust me, you can send her to therapy, and they still won't get fixed. Because even when you take one of these damaged women to therapy, and I'm going to use borderline personality as an example, they have to, one, accept the fact that they have a problem. Seek 3 to 5 years for borderline personality of intense psychotherapy. And even after 5, 6, 7 years of therapy, they've discovered that less than 50% of women who were willing to accept that they had a problem could make any improvement at all. When I read that about borderline personality, I cut the fucking cord. There is nothing you can do for them. And even if they accept that they're fucked in the head, it takes years and years just to get some relief. Not total relief, not cured, right? No holy water sprinkling to drive out the demons. They are fucked in the head. And there is so little improvement that can be made. And can you imagine how much money Andrew would spend on psychotherapy? Going to see a therapist 4 times a month at $100 an hour, $200 an hour? I bet fucking therapists charge $300 an hour because they're sick of hearing this shit, right? You know, and she's still got him beat up. She's still in his fucking head. He says, I know if I fucked another pussy that would be the end of it. So that's too cruel for me to do, right? That from Andrew is just a horrifying story to read. But it's illustrative for both every other man out there and Andrew to hear me or any other Mgtow video producer to read that and just kind of take a look. You know, shine the light from another perspective on what's going on. She was doing what she could to destroy this guy. She wanted everything, right? And she wanted to use him like a fucking robot, right? The complete utility tool for her life. Her bitter hatred, right, of him as a man. And she wanted to keep him around so she could abuse him. What a fucked up way to think. What a fucked up way to go through life. This poor guy tried and tried and tried. But let Andrew's example, let my examples serve to instruct other men, right? You cannot fix these women. It is best to just cut the fucking cord and accept, right, that women out there are this way. Some are better at hiding it, right? Some only are partially abusive, but it's abuse nonetheless, right? What was Andrew's reward for all of that? What's his reward? Let's look at it. For accepting this woman and her kids and her fucking psychological disorders, I'm sure she's got a couple at least, he got to work 17 hours a day, right? He got a huge mortgage, tons of debt, in other words. And he was almost insanely ritually abused by this woman. Several times a week, taking abuse, being berated by her, to the point where she drove him away, right? The good news in all of this is that Andrew is pulled out of this fucking tailspin of death. And he has a chance to get free, to live his life as a man, the way he wants to, in a way that satisfies him, in a way that serves his interests. Right? Not someone else's, but himself. Right? And that doesn't mean that you can't take others with you in your work by doing a good job, or if you have a relationship with a woman, but this is what they do to you. They use you all along. Now, she's hit the wall. She's not going to be good to another man. She's done. She's fucking toast. Her looks are shot. Motherfucker, that's a good scotch. 21-year Glenfiddich. Wow. Thank you, guys. And a fine Arturo Fuente, by the way. You see, his reward was absolute and total hell and shit. The only silver lining on that cloud of death was that he's now got the opportunity to be free. He's seen the absolute worst that can happen, and he can make the choice in his life to do what's best for him. Andrew, I want to thank you for that fucking letter so that I could illustrate to everybody. And everyone on here, you get to think about it. Fuck. Leave your comments. Do you got any stories similar to this? Right? Examples? So it doesn't matter if you're 70 or 50, 30 or 20. Right? Men can learn from this because we have the intellectual capacity. And then we can make the choice. Do I want to continue to be abused? Run through the fucking ringer? Treated like shit? Disrespected on a daily basis? Or do I want to live my life? Go get pussy wherever I need it. But be free, right? No fucking chainsaw. Right? No screaming fucking harpy. No knife in the back every night. Sit down and relax. Whatever it is you like. Cigars, scotch, beer, wine, going to fucking concerts, going to museums. Right? I don't give a fuck if you like rap. I don't give a fuck if you like Renaissance art. It doesn't matter. Whatever makes you happy. As Mgtow, you are the man. You have the penis, and you are free. And that is what Mgtow offers. It's the exact opposite of what women offer. Mgtow doesn't cost you any fucking money. In fact, it helps you enrich yourself. Mgtow doesn't create a headache for you. It alleviates headaches. Mgtow doesn't shorten your life. It increases your life by reducing stress and giving you pleasure and satisfaction in all the good things that you do for everybody, whether it's family, friends, co-workers, loved ones. It don't fucking matter. It's all your choice. Mgtow is freedom. Thank you guys for everything. Leave your comments as you feel needed. Give this video and all Mgtow videos a thumbs up. Everyone that's making videos is pouring their fucking heart and soul into this concept of leaving behind a social system that's engineered to destroy men, to destroy masculinity, both collectively and individually. That is you. And you have a choice. That's the amazing part. Is all you have to do is decide to be free. Mgtow is freedom. Semper Fi.